Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and this is 4th of July. Wow-wee! And but anyway, I was thinking, masculine. What does that mean to me? And that's what I was trying to think. What does that mean? Okay. If I'm with a bunch of men, it's not an alpha. I'm an alpha male or what. No, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. A real, true, masculine man is learning and he's sharing all the time. For one thing, I'm 72 years old, and I'm still learning how to man up. And you've heard me mention my wife. She's done a lot to help me learn what this is all about. She was a lady, and she expected to be treated like a lady. And who can treat a lady like a lady? A masculine man. So what it was, she was teaching me how to be masculine. And so I'll tell you, I saw a video. It was from Good Patriot. Oh, she is cool. She's funny, and she's got some good thoughts. And I'll put the link down below in the description. And but anyway, she was talking about how women, the role of a woman is to allow a man to become a man. And she gave a whole lot of good examples and stuff like this. And that explained to me why my wife did what she did, and she was like the way she was. So anyway, as a man, I know I don't know everything. I know I need to look for somebody that knows something that I don't know or more about a certain subject, and then I will go along with them. And then if things change and it goes somebody else, well then somebody else. That's where the three-man militia comes from. You know, everybody, you're not going to know everything even between the three of you. But somebody can take the lead and go on. And it's the same thing when you are trying to man up and be the man. There's certain things that you expect the woman, your woman, if we're in a relationship type of talking about relationships like that, or when you are with men. This is why the military does what it does. It teaches you to follow the leader. And the thing is, you can only lead if the people that you are leading stay in line. You know, like I say, okay, I'm walking down the sidewalk. I can't lead anybody if they're going to go wandering off over here, wandering off over there. And that's one of the big things that you need to learn. Not only you need to learn if you're going to be the leading the group, but also if you're going to be in a group, if you're going to be in a relationship, man and wife relationship. If you're, as a man, you are responsible for everything about your woman. But if your woman isn't going to walk behind you and follow you, how can you lead if she's going to be in front or walking off over somewhere else? There's no way. And it's the same thing in the military. You expect people to be in line, do what they have certain requirements they need to do, because you as the leader are responsible for them. But it only works when they do what they're supposed to do. And that is being masculine. It's not like standing up against somebody and, well, I know more than you know. No, that's not masculine. That's stupid. And you hear me talk a lot about stupid. And that's because the older I get, I realize how stupid people get. They can't think things out. They're unable to think things out. That's why in my world, it's a lot easier to spit in their face, slap them around, and then you can get things. Then they'll understand. They'll get in line. They'll do what they're supposed to do. And that's me taking responsibility over all these. It's the same thing. If I'm following somebody else, I'm expecting him to spit in somebody's face, slap them around, and tell them to get in line. I mean, he's the leader. He's supposed to be able to lead. And sometimes leading means facing the hurdles that you have and fix them, because you can't lead until people understand that you are leading in this particular situation. And like I say, it applies even when you're on relationships, man and wife type stuff. My wife, she did the accounting. We've owned businesses. So she knew how much money. So if she wanted a new car, she'd say, hey, I need a new car. And I say, okay, we got money for it. And then she'd say yes or no. And if it's no, well, then I guess not going to get a new car. If it's yes, well, then you can get a new car. So, but she was right to come to me, because she put that burden of responsibility on my shoulders. And why? Because I'm the leader. That doesn't mean I make the decisions all the time, but all the decisions they're my responsibility, whether I make them or not. In the military, if you're a lieutenant of a platoon or a company, and everyone that dies under your responsibility, it's your fault. And you have to live with this. And you have to make sure it doesn't happen again. Either poor planning, they weren't doing who's the sergeants that are in charge of these people, and make sure they don't do stupid stuff. Because they're supposed to be learning, so they don't do stupid stuff. And so this is what I'm saying is being masculine is something that you have to step up and take responsibility. And, manning up is the same thing. Manning up is a particular situation. Being masculine is something that you do all the time. So you can tell when somebody walks into the room if they're masculine. You can, there's all the time you can tell. And it's easier to work with masculine men because, like I say, they don't have anything to prove. They've already did their accomplishments. They're still accomplishing now. That's probably one reason why they're even messing around with you. They're looking to accomplish more. And it's the same thing. That's what I look for. I look for people I can work with. Why? Because all of us are going to be accomplishing things. Something or another we will be accomplishing. But we all have to work together to get this stuff done. That's why you hear me talk about the three-man militia. It's a lot easier to do it with two others than when you try to gather up a whole bunch of people. And even if you have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, I would still have them broke up into three-man groups. It's much easier to know who's in charge, who's doing the leadership of that group at that particular moment for getting what particular goal done. So being masculine is a big thing. It's moral. Now, I'm not sure if this holds true 100%, but to me, being moral is a masculine thing I have to do to be masculine. I've got to have good, strong morals. I have to know what's right and wrong. That's why I have people give me shit because I don't really do well with gray. Gray is not, it's not right, it's not wrong. You know, well, why do I even want to mess around with something that's not even right, or there's no right or wrong? You know what I mean? That's why I talk about thinking moral, thinking morally. What would I do? Not doing as I'm told, but is this a moral thing to do? Make these decisions. And then as you do that more and more, you will think more and more moral. You will make more and more moral decisions. And I'll tell you, it's a lot easier to make moral decisions once you get in the habit of doing it. Because then anything that happens, you can always go, well, the morally right thing to do is this. And you do it. You don't have to think all this gray crap. You just think what is the morally thing to do. So all this has a lot to do with being masculine, being a man, being someone that everyone can look up to, because that's the way you live your life, is be somebody, not just get in line and follow everybody around like a bunch of ants. You know, they're all going to jump off a cliff. They're all going to put on a mask. They're all going to get that thingies. You know, you don't need to. You can think. When you think, you're masculine. You're doing something that takes personal responsibility. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.